On behalf of Exolodge Consulting in the UAE, I would like to welcome you all to this webinar entitled Real Estate Automation with SAP S/4HANA. This is a live webinar and is timed for 60 minutes. Please be advised that this session will be recorded and the link of the recording will be personally sent to your registered email address. In today's topic, we will be taking you through a journey and an overview on the real estate solutions from SAP. My name is Alison and I work closely with the technical team from Exologic, and it is my pleasure to be your moderator for today and introduce you to the speakers from Exologic during this event. First and foremost is Amol Ruge. He is our chief speaker for today. Amol is a highly qualified finance expert with more than 15 years of experience in implementing SAP business application with a focus in automating real estate business processes. Prithvi is our head of marketing and communications at Exologic. He is passionate about sustainable models and circular economy. He has been helping customers re-image their business, reshape their talents to fuel growth and leap forward. Tahir is our business analyst and SAP consultant who will be supporting Amol during the next 1 hour, especially during the demo scenarios. I would now like to invite Prithvi to take over.
Hi everyone, I think Prithvi is facing some audio issues at the moment, but I will be happy to walk you through the agenda. So once again, a very good afternoon to all of you. I see participants primarily from the UK, have a guest from Norway as well, the UAE, Doha, and Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. I'm very delighted to have you here and the team as well. We can see a high volume of registrations and we are excited to spend the next 1 hour with you and share some interesting insights into automation in real estate industry by taking advantage of SAP S/4HANA suite of modules. So once again, allow me to walk you through the agenda that we will be following for this session. First and foremost, we will have a quick intro on the background of Exologic and SAP. This event is primarily prepared for real estate, property management, engineering, and construction business users. We will quickly look into how real estate industry leaders are preparing to thrive in the future. To thrive in the future, companies must recognize new lifestyle shifts and reshape their growth strategies. Thirdly, we will quickly dive into introducing SAP's world-class solution for real estate industry vertical. Fourth, important demo of the solution by logging into the SAP S/4HANA system. All right, moving forward to the next slide. We have some of the brightest minds in the industry working round the clock, applying the latest technologies in cloud, AI, blockchain, and IoT, and helping customers improve efficiencies, reduce costs, and truly deliver the products and services to the customer community. Our deep real estate industry expertise have enabled us to launch and implement some of the most sought after and exclusive disruptive solution extensions to our customers. Because of our focus, we spend our time in the market with industries where we can make a positive and tangible change. Our industry vertical focus is supported by some of the highly qualified and experienced subject matter experts. As you may be aware, we are one of the leading PropTech solution providers in the region. We are trusted advisors to some of the top customers and a long-standing partner to some of the world's best technologies such as SAP, a market leader in digital commerce and world's largest enterprise cloud company, helping all sides of businesses to transform into an intelligent enterprise. Moving forward, over the last few weeks, my discussions with some of the digital transformation leaders revealed that most of the companies have not aligned their strategies to prepare for the future. However, there are a handful of companies who recognize these emerging shifts and the impact on their business, are taking the right steps with the partners to seize new opportunities, embrace change, and progress forward. To end core business processes can be automated with SAP S/4HANA. You will be able to transform your human experience with success factors, especially when health and safety is of concern, social distancing is a norm, remote working and onboarding new employees is widely ongoing. You can today keep your suppliers close, improve your procurement processes, procure to pay cycle with SAP Ariba. You can adopt the latest SAP customer experience module to change, adapt the new methods of sales and marketing, and take advantage of the solutions extensions from Exalogic and facilities management solution extension. True digital intelligent enterprise and thrive in the future. So without further ado, I would like to hand you over to Amol to give us an insightful.
Thanks, Alison, and good afternoon, everyone. Amol Ruke, and I'm going to present over here you the real estate vertical solution from the SAP and the key capabilities of the vertical solution. What is? So, as we have the real estate module in place in the SAP system, which allow us a dual view of the master data. As we have seen, the normally architectural view and usage view, these two type of the master data objects allowed by SAP. Architectural view is not a mandatory master data, but it is a facilitated master data to our day-to business processes, creating and managing all type of the real estate objects. It is either building or a land or a rental unit or a rental space or a rooms. It comes under the usage view. And the architectural view is represents the diagrammatical view of our real estate objects. The next key capability is the contract management. SAP has a single contract management place where we can manage all type of the contracts belongs to the real estate. It either lease in, lease out, or it is sales, or it is a third party lease out. So all type of the contracts are managed in a single screen using the SAP contract management. Scope optimization. As we are aware that space optimization, we have the concept of the architectural view and usage view where we can define the free space and as per the customer requirement and the rent best we can get a particular space from that space and we can give on a lease and we can do the contract agreement and we can represent that particular in the SAP system. Moving to the next slide. So we just talked about the one side of our contract management where the organization is going to lease out a property, but at the same time there is a possibility where the business or organization need to lease in some of the assets from the external vendors. So this functionality also supported by SAP. We have the lease in process with the state-of-art IFRS reporting, which is nothing but a straightforward system generated, no intervention required from the user end. So we will see in the next coming slides or a demo in the system drive how it's working. And the centralized business process. As many organizations, when they are coming to the real estate, there is a possibility they have to use a different third-party systems to manage their business. But in a SAP system, we have all together this where we can integrate the procurement, where we can integrate the maintenance, where we can integrate the procurement, and where we can integrate CAD as well, CAD/CAM. So whatever the diagrams related to units, it can be directly uploaded in the SAP system and they can be available to the users as well. So using this, it is a integrated system where we can find all the solutions which need for today's businesses. Okay. Now moving to the next part is our real estate master data. Basically, when we talk about the master data, as I said, we have two types of the master data. One is the architectural view and one is the usage view. As architectural view never belongs to a company code, it is representing the architectural view of our real estate objects. Now when I am talking about the usage view, the first data comes under this, it is a company code. Company code is nothing but a legal entity which reporting externally to the government or the tax authority. Then we have the business partner. Business partner is our stakeholder to whom we are going to deal or we are going to transact day to day. Then we have the business entity. Business entity is nothing but a particular region or a group of the buildings or a group of the properties what we have, where we can region wise or geographical area wise we can define the business entity. It depends on the organizational requirement. Then we have the master data for building and land. So as we have the real estate objects, buildings or lands, the similar way we can define those master data in SAP system with their lot of details like measurements, their pictures attachment and all this stuff, and the layouts. Then we have the rentals unit and space. Whenever there is a building, there we have the multiple units which we are going to lease out, lease in, or for the sale. So all this type of the line of the businesses can be covered using these objects. So we have the rental unit and rental space which we are going to lease out, lease in, or a sales. And for do this activity, we have to do a contract with a business partner for those activities. So this is the simple master data what we have in SAP. In few steps, we are near to contract where we will conclude the contract and we will do the contract with customer or a landlord. Now moving to the next slide. As I said, there are two types of the master data, and the architectural view is any optional master data. So depend on the architectural view, I can directly create the usage view as well. Means I not need to enter a double entry in the system. So whatever the details I am putting in the architectural view, simply it can be transferred to a usage view. So usage view, it will define the hierarchy of our organizational real estate property or objects, and it will be displayed, and it can be integrated to our CAD system. So at the real time we can see the layouts for that particular object and the other details for the object. In the next part we will see, when we are in the system, we will see how it is represent the architectural view for the users. Now this is the pictorial diagram where I am going to describe what is the architectural view master looks like. So the first, we have the organization. In that organization we have the localities. These localities are multiple. I have given in an example where we have the locality, and below that either we have the business complex or apartment, then we can have under business complex building or in apartment building, then we can have the floors and rooms. So there is a possible also where we can define more the architectural objects as well. Okay, so right now in given example I have provided that a single line of the assignment, but there is a possibility where we can do one to multiple assignments. Means one locality can has a multiple business complex, one business complex can has a multiple buildings, one building can has a multiple floor, and multiple floor, in each floor we can have multiple rooms. So the simple way, it is a bottom to top as a multiple assignment is available. Now let's go in the system and see how it looks like. Basically we have the single cockpit where we can do all the real estate transaction in SAP system, that is called RE Navigator right now, which we are looking in the system. So in this system, in the only using this window we can perform all the activity. Okay, so now as you can see in this given example, it is from our demo system where I have defined as a locality as a Abu Dhabi. Below this I have a different architectural object, that is my lake view. It is my project. In this project I have multiple buildings from which I am going to take one building. It is a lake view A tower. Okay, in this lake view again I have a multiple floors, the floor 1 and floor 2. So now in the floor I have a different as well. I can say that flat 101, flat guy. Okay, so as you can see in the presentation where in the system we have this defined as a architectural view. Now I am going to see one of the architectural view. Now these details are there mentioned in the architectural view where we have the details for this particular architectural view. It is a flat 101 and all the details. We can define the partners, who is going to sell this, who is the measurement, or who is the broker for this lease out, or who is the going to sales director or something like that. Whatever the business requirement, we can define those roles in the business partner. Now As you can see, we can define the measurements as well. Now I have taken only few measurements, which I think we can show in the demo. So we have taken only total area, floor area, and living area. So as for each unit, we can define the different unit of measurements, and that can be recorded and totaled up to bottom to top. Now we can see that this architectural object, this flat 101, has this measurement. If I go to the floor 1, it will give me the total for floor 1. Okay, now if I move to the building, it will show me the total for the building. The similar way, it will give the details at a higher level with the totaling all the details from the child hierarchy. Now, and in the same screen, I can integrate the CAD CAM where I can see what are the designs for this particular building or a floor for a particular unit. Right now in the demo system, we have not done that. So let's move to the PPT again, and I will move to the next slide where we are talking about the digitalized building for intelligence of the real estate management. What we are doing when we are creating any master data for building, we are maintaining each and everything, like what are the features and fittings are there in that building, might be AC letters and everything. Whatever the details we want to maintain in the building, we can maintain for the unit, for the building, and each object we can maintain all those details. So all the data is digitally available. So we can take the advantage of handling of the big data and analytics. SAP is working on S4 HANA database. So on the fly, the analytic reports will be generated and they are available to take the strategic decision. Okay. Now, when we are talking about the digitalization of building, it will come under where we can do the location matrix as well, and we can map the key information. Means what are the key informations, how much kilometer the particular airport or in which location it is located. So that wise, we can manage the key performance indicator and what is the revenue, or depend on the business or depend on the organization, we can define the key performance indicator for the building. And the facility and lease administration. As you can see, as I already mentioned, that a single contract management window will manage all type of the contracts, either it is lease in, lease out, or a sales, or a third party lease management. Okay, so using the same contract window, we can do the maintenance management as well, where we have the tight integration or native integration with the plant maintenance module of the SAP. So all this in place. I am moving to the next slide to talk about the first business scenario, where our line of business, we will say, where we have the own property and we are going to lease it out. So how it start? The customer comes and they will ask a specific requirement or a search criteria. Depend on that, user can search in the system. System will be show what are the available units or details as per the search criteria. It will show the details of the units available. Once the unit available we see, user can suggest as per the customer requirement or prospect requirement, and he can provide the offer to the customer. Once the offer is created, it has its own validity as per the organization requirement, might be 5-6 days. And once that offer within a validity period is accepted, then the contract is being created upon of offer. So there is always link between search, offer, and contract. Once the contract is created, it will have all the data, where we can see what are the terms, what are the frequency of invoices, what is the range. So all these details will be mentioned over there. And depending on these details, system will be generate the invoices for this contract. And once the contract invoices are generated, they are available to circulate with the customer, and they can be communicated digital or a manual way. Both possibilities are available with SAP. Then we are going to receive the payment from the customer, and then we have the notice dashboard where we can send a notices for the renewal and termination, and depend on the approval, whatever the renewal or a termination, system will take care of other all things. If it's a renewal, system will be renew whatever the renewal criteria we have mentioned. If it's a termination, then termination process will start and it will take care of the termination as well. Now moving with this flow, I will take you in the system where I will show one particular contract which belongs to the lease out own property. Let me go in the system. So as I said, everything I can manage here only. So I am just going to take the contract and that contract number. So So as you can see, this is the contracts which we have created. So in this contract, we have all the details. This is the lease out contract, this is my legal entity, which doing the business as a legal entity, which has the legal presence. And then we have the contract number. Again, it is automatically generated. We can make the changes as per the organizational requirement over here. And we have the unit or rental unit which we are going to lease out. Then we have a customer to whom we are going to do this lease out process. And then again, we, as I said, we can assign a multiple business partners where we can say, okay, this is the tenant, this is the supervisor, this is the maintenance guy for this particular unit. So we can maintain all these details, or the sales employee, everything we can maintain here. Then we have the detail for the contract start date and end date. Once this is done, we have the condition tab where we are maintaining what is the rent and the other details as well for the period or a frequency, what we are going to define for this contract. In condition, we have defined the rent as 124,000 for a particular yearly basis, and the frequency is depend on the what hosting parameters we assign to this particular contract. I'm not going in that details. It will take time to show each and everything. As you can see, it is a quarterly payment from the customer. So these 4 line items, our system is generated automatically depend on our frequency. And if I go to the valuation, as we can, as per the IFR norms, whatever the revenue we are getting, it should not booked at the end of quarter or end of the year or the beginning of the year. It should be equally distributed on the event-based revenue recognition equally. So we have the functionality in SAP for that. We call the linearization or amortization of the revenue. So you can see, depend on the contract value, system has generated automatically using the start date and end date of the contract. System has generated automatically schedule for the revenue recognition, and it will take care of your IFRS reporting. At the last few slides, we will see the reports, and I will explain how it looks like in the reporting part as well. Okay. So I am not going in details of the payment and all these stuffs, as we have the time limit. So now the next part where I am talking about the line of business. Okay, business is doing the lease out, but at the same time, we need some assets lease in as well, where we have to lease in and we have to take, and might be there is a possibility which we are not covered in this, where the leased in assets again going to lease out. We call this as a sublease. So that is also possible very much in SAP. We can do that as well. Okay. So now moving to this scenario where we have the leasing process, and with IFRS concept called right of use concept. So that is also covered in SAP system. Again, we have the similar kind of the business process where we have the business partner from whom we are going to take a particular asset on a lease for a particular period. That master data will be created. Then we have to create a contract, and a contract itself will plan for the asset present value, interest and depreciation, whatever we are going to charge on this right of use asset. And depend on whatever the agreement we have with the landlord or a vendor, invoices with frequency will be generated, either yearly or a quarterly, depend as per the business frameworks. Then we can make the payments physically from the SAP system, and we can do the payments from SAP. Again, the same, either termination or a renewal of the lease. It is a lease in or a lease out. We have the same concept. We can give the notices. We can renew the contract, or we can terminate the contract. And all these critical dates are managed in the SAP system. We have the notification. We have the reminders concept, where system will be do the notification and gives the reminder. What are the contacts near to end? What are the due to renewal? So all these things are there in place. Now let me take you in the system for leasing a contract. So let me copy paste this contract for this.
Okay, so it's like this. Changing stock in production.
Sorry guys, one thing. I think I missed the channels. I have already this number here. So let me go in this. So as you can see here, I have mentioned everything for the the contract details. Here we have the details for the contract. Where we have details for the contract, like what is the start date of the contract, what is the end date of the contract. Okay, now in this example we have the contract for the car for 5 years. I will go in a condition and I will say what is the my rent for this 5 years which I have to pay to the landlord, and what are the details is applicable as per the agreed terms and conditions. As you can see, the rent is agreed 120,000 per year, and we can see here the cash flow or the frequency what we agreed with the vendor to make a payment or a landlord to generate the invoices. As you can see, it is a quarterly basis again, and it is showing for this year only. If I click on all, it will show for next all the years, but I am not going with that details. Now we will move to the next part, that is called IFRS valuation. Now as per new IFRS rules, whatever the lease in we are taking, we have to show that as per the asset life as a right to use asset or right of use assets in the system, and we have to give the schedule for that as well, like liability grading solution, grading and the reclassification of those. So all these things will be shown. Now you can see here this flex, as you can see in the right of use, as I said, it need to be created as an asset right of use. Okay, so right of use asset will be created with this present value. The actual contract value is a 600,000, but as per the interest rate, present value comes to 511. So depend on that 511, system will be generate a contract for the contract, and it will be recorded here. And then some will be create a depreciation schedule for asset what we have taken on the lease in, and it will show the schedule over here. The same time we have the liability which we have to pay to the vendor per year, so that liability clearing also will be displayed here. So whenever we are going to raise, whenever we are receiving an invoice, it is posted in the system and it will be clear our liability from the system. And then we have the interest component where we are going to calculate using this interest component what is my present value of the future lease payments. So depend on that future lease payment, system will be calculate the present value of this lease and it will be recorded over here. And it will take care at a back end, user not need to do anything. At the real time, system will be capture all those details, and it is integrated with asset accounting. So it will take care of your asset accounting as well, and it will take care of your financial accounting as well, and it will be manage your IFRS reporting. Just we have to know the contract management screen. We not need to know the accounting concepts or anything. So it is a simpler that way. Now I will move back to my PowerPoint presentation. Now we have the third line of business. This line of business talks about the sales. Now we have seen that, okay, we are taking the property on lease, we are going to lease out some property, but there is a line of business where developer or a builder or a construction company can sell the properties. So this also supported from the SAP system. So as I said earlier, the search, again, the desired property can search by customer and it can be available. We can check it is available or not. Once the property is available, we can simply give the offer. Again, this search and offer it's created in the system. This functionality is already there, available in the system. So once the offer is created, again, this offer will be converted in a contract. And contract has its own terms and conditions and all these things, legal requirement, as per legal requirement, all the details are maintained in the contract. Then we have the payment plan. Using this payment plan, nowadays the organizations offering a different type of the attractive payment plans where customer can pay over the period of 5 years, 3 years, the payment of this particular asset or this particular unit. So that payment plan can be integrated with the contract, and the system automatically generates depend on whatever the sales price, payment plan will be generated in the system. And then as per the payment plans, demand will generated. This fifth point we are talking about, demands will be generated and it will be stored in the SAP system. So whenever there is a communication need to be happen from the organization to customer, that can be done. Now when we are coming to the payment side, once the demands is generated and we are receiving the payment from the customer, that is also recorded in SAP system, either API or a directly input or from the bank. So all three possibilities are available. Once this is done, we have the month-end activity where this revenue we have to settle to the WBS or a projects. It is nothing but our SAP, another module called a project system, which takes care of the construction of any building or any project, and where we do the plan, cost, budgeting and everything. So it has its own features, scheduling and all this stuff. So well, depend on this revenue, whatever we are transferring to WBS or a project, we can do the ROI, return on the investment analysis from the WBS. Now let's take in the system. I will show you the system, how it's work. Now, as I said, we can access the data from this ARI Navigator as well. There is a possibility to access the transaction by using transaction codes in SAP. So now, as you can see, the same contract management screen is appeared again. And we have the similar details, but the contract type is only got to change. It is my sales contract for the customer. Now again, I have the contract number, I have the rental unit, I have the customer to whom I am going to sell this, okay? And I have the start date, means when I am going to do the contract. And if I scroll down, I have the payment plan as well, okay? So this billing plan, using this billing plan, system automatically generates, depend on whatever the purchase or sales price I agreed with the customer. After all the discounts and whatever we have the organizational structure for the sales price, depend on that, system will be generate automatically the installments. Now for the price is fixed for this unit is 120,000, and as you can see, system has generated 9 installment are due in 21, so it is showing 21. If I add more installments, if I click on all, it will show me all the installments and it total. Now coming to the valuation, again whatever the revenue we are getting over the period in a time frame basis or a time based revenue recognition we called it. So might be this revenue belongs to 3 to 4 years. In my scenario, what we have done as a demo system, we have created for 3 years. So as you can see, from 21 to 22, again we have down there 23 as well. So it will be recognized the revenue every month, the portion belongs to that month, okay? And once this is done, we have the month-end activity where we have to settle this revenue to the project. And once we go in the project reporting, where we can see this is my project, this is my construction project for the Lake Tower, we can assume that. And we can check for the particular month, suppose the May month, how much revenue is already recognized for this project. So I can see the details in the report, which will show me, okay, this is the project and this is my GL which I am using to capture my revenues, and this is my revenue captured in AED. Now the group currency is my USD, means my parent company or the group company is in USD, the reporting is in USD. So SAP supports that as well, means you can maintain the multiple currencies and you can do the reporting in multiple currencies as well. So what we done, we sold a particular property using our REFX contract. We done the revenue recognition, and whatever the revenue recognition part, that part we bring settled to again a WBS, and where we can see what is the revenue for this particular project. If at a time we have the multiple project, we can do the result analysis and we can calculate the ROI, return on investment, using this concept. Okay. Now let me go back in my PPT again. So yeah, the it is fourth process we can say, which is third party property. We seen that whatever the properties we are managing or we are doing the activities that for our properties. Means either we are selling our property, or we are leasing out our property, or we are leasing in our business some properties. Now this is another concept where we are saying the properties belongs to third party owners. We are taking that property from owner and we are leasing out. To manage this type of the business, SAP provides a mandate concept where what we can do, we can create this business owners company in the book, their books as well in the system, as well as the property management company books. So the same time, system will be generate two books of account, which will give the reporting for both companies. Okay, and what the outcome of this, it will provide the owner wise balance sheet, owner wise profit and loss. It will provide some real estate reports which are very important when we are talking in point of owner, like what is the vacancy rate, what is the occupancy, what is the renewal frequency or renewals, notices. So these are the few reports only I have mentioned, but there are more and more reports are available. And when I am talking about these management reports, the same time reports or IFRS reports, all can be available in SAP. So this is the standard functionality from the SAP where we can get all the reports from SAP itself. Okay. To the next part. Okay. Now here I'm going to show you the process flow for this third-party property management, where the first is the PMA books. PMA books is nothing but property management company. An owner's book, who owner has the property and who going to give this property to manage to PMA company. Now both books are managed by PMA. This is a one-off scenario where owner don't want to manage any books. He given the property and he asked to manage us everything, the business. So what business will do? Business first create a contract with owner to take the mandate of that property. Then that contract has its own terms and conditions. What is the PM fee percentage or fixed rate percentage, whatever as per the business requirement we can configure. Now once that is done, we have the owner's books in the system as well. So what PMA company will do, whenever the customer arrive for the inquiry, he can search for the property, he can offer that property, he can do the contract with the tenant, it can be generated in the system and it can be communicated to owners. Once that is all things done, signed, everything is done, we can generate the invoices, again depend on the frequency, and then payment. Then we can collect the payment on behalf of owner. Again, there are multiple scenarios where we have the mandate with the bank, without mandate. So multiple scenarios are there. Once that is done, we can transfer the payment to owner and pay the PM fee from owner books to PMA books, where whatever the predefined as per the contract, PM fee will be collected. And the same time, if the owner asks for the PMA company for any repair, the same repair with this contract tag, means with reference this contract, we can do the maintenance invoice as well. So whenever we are going to in a contract, we can see whatever the collected PM fee for this owner, whatever the repairs we have done for this owner, and whatever the payments we have received from the owner. The similar things will happen at owner side as well. At a single property, he can see with the single contract what transaction he has done with that particular. So this is a basically high level, very high level process flow we have shown here. Now this is all talk about the SAP. Now when we are talking about what will be the outcome, as we seen that it will increase our contract performances as well, as we have a single window where we have to manage all the contract. There is no different management or a different contract management need for IFRS, for local GAAP, or you have to sale process some different contract, for the rent out some different contract. So that is not a case. In a single software with a single window, we are going to manage all this stuff. So this is a very straightforward and effective way of doing the management of the contract. At the same time, this contract management is fully integrated with other modules like asset management, like our maintenance module, and our construction PS module. So all these are integrated, so it is easy to use as well. So at the same time, we can do the portfolio management as well in SAP system, where we can see high level the portfolio, what is my income, what is my expenses, what is my key factors, and how they are performing. So we can manage all those things in the system. Now moving to the next slide, where I am talking about the IFRS thing. As I said, whenever we are creating a contract, okay, contract has inbuilt a functionality where user has to create only contract, and in a backend it will take care of your accounting standards. It is either a country specific like UK, US or French, either any country, or it will take the IFRS standard as well. So we can define multiple accounting principles as well in the SAP system. So the real time in the system, when you are doing this contract management at a back end, automatically system takes care of your accounting and all the accounting standards. At the same time, as I said, it has the notification, it has the reminders where it will show what are the renewals pending, when the renewals are due. Even from the system, we can generate the messages or email to send to customer when the contract is going to end before 2 months or 3 months. As per the business requirement, this can be done. Okay. So as I said, we can do evaluation of the performances and all this stuff. So as I said, we are working on SAP S/4HANA, and it is a highly capable database where we can do the analytics and all this stuff. So a lot of reporting and compliances can be taken from the system. Now we are talking about the real estate cockpit. Now the real estate cockpit is a dashboard where we can give all the details as business has the key factors, whatever the key factors, depend on that key factors, we can give the details. Like here we can see the asset value is showing something 57 MRD and the vacancy rate is 0.4% only. So like that we can put the details as per the business requirement. How it works, it will real time talk with the real estate, it will talk the finance, and it will talk the energy consumption as well, whatever the building energy consumption is happening. So we can track that as well in SAP, in the REFX module. So all these three together will clubbed in SAP HANA database, and it will show a dashboard where we can get the real time the details for the strategic decision. Now I will show only few reports which are very important from the IFRS perspective. Let me go in those reports and I will close this. Okay. Now the reclassification and liabilities grading. These are the mandatory reports for any IFRS rules when we are going to do any leasing. Okay, so just let me show you that. So this report will show us the reclassification as per the IFRS requirement. We have to show the liability, the contract wise, what is the less than year and less than 5 year. And again, if right now I have created a contract for 5 years only, if I create more contracts like 5 to 10, 99 years, so it will be give me the, as per the organizational requirement, different slabs, and it will show the rating of the liability classification, the classification of the liability. This is the, again we have one more important report is, this is liability grading. So let me go by cash flow and let me give the details, which is coming in few days. So see, this is the year wise and all the details period wise, what is my lease in, lease out, the grading it will show for the liability. Okay. And last report is the valuation balances. So we have the valuation balances where system will be show the balances for those contract, whatever we have created in the system. Again, we have multiple selection criteria. So using those, we can specific for a building, for a rental unit you can run. Right now to show you, I have run for everything. So it will show me the grading, liabilities and depreciation, closing balance, opening balance, everything. Okay. So it has all the data in one place. You do not need to go, and the SAP has the functionality where you can directly export all this data in it. So with this, I think there are reports, but right now due to time constraint, I will not able to display all those reports. But we have multiple reports where we can show the vacancy report or rental object, means what are the objects are already occupied and what are the objects are already rented out, and the details of the rented or sold property. And with this, I have done with my presentation, and we concluded here what we have seen today. We have seen the line of businesses for the real estate, how can we do the digitalization, and how we can generate the IFRS and tax reporting from this, and even country specific reporting is possible, as I said. Yeah, Alison, I have done with this. Do we have any questions in our QA session?
Thank you very much, Amal. Okay, I'm seeing a couple of questions coming, so we have some time to answer these questions. First one is, how much time will it take to implement this solution?
Yeah. To answer this question, be frankly, it's a depend on what process we are going to map. If it is not a case that all the 3 scenario or 4 scenario we have talked, it is available with the business. So if all the processes available depend on the business size and all this thing, but definitely it is a best practice. So it is a possible to do it in a timely manner, I will say, but it is again the customer specific question.
Okay. We have another question. Is there a customer statement available in the system?
Yeah, actually we have the standard customer statements which we communicate on the time interval basis to the customers. But at the same time, SAP has given the flexibility we will say, where we can generate the customer statements as in a business or organizational format, and it can be communicated to the customer.
Okay. I have received another question from Vignesh. He's asking, is the concept of sublease covered under the system?
Yeah, it is covered actually, but we have not taken as this as a demo. But yeah, sublease is available and very much possible, and it is available as a standard.
Okay, I hope that answered your question. Okay, I can see another question. We have several questions, Amol. So I think we still have like 5 minutes to cover. Do you have any specific module for facilities management wherein we cover the reactive maintenance?
ROU asset sublease. Yeah, we can manage that.
Okay. I think we have another important question here, Amol.
Yeah.
Is the real estate cockpit part of the implementation?
Actually, it's a depend on the what licensing we are going to take. So we can define it's a depend on the customer requirement.
Okay. And last question that came in, is SAP Fiori also available for REFX?
Yeah, actually from the SAP, as a standard Furies, there are few there, but as per the customer specific also, as a partner solution, we have built the Furies for the lease out, lease in, and the same time sales and ROU lease in as well. Means all this whatever I shown, we have the Furies for those. So just due to time constraint, we have not shown those Furies, but we have those Furies, and it is working on the productive system with the clients.
Thank you everyone for those valuable questions. We really appreciate you interacting with us today. For every one of you after the session, you may be able to reach us through the emails showed on the screen. So to wrap up, thank you so much, Amol, for your time. It was very insightful. I can see so many interactions going on here right now. We have answered very valuable questions. And once again, thank you so much for all the attendees for your time. And we hope to see you in the next webinar.